Zenimax, pay your money in stacks. Zenimax, you are profligate hacks. Zenimax, win free to play in a flash. Zenimax, $50 for a sash. Zenimax, licking Skyrim's dick sack. Zenimax, pay to dye your clothes black. Zenimax.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
Indulge me, Rageaholics, as I peer through the diaphanous ether of antiquity, wending my way all the way back to December of 2011.
What's that gonna prove?
Indulge me.
Gas was a mere $76 a gallon. Mitt Romney was sharpening his chin and bleaching his personality for an ill-fated presidential run. Hitler surrendered to Gandhi at the Battle of Hastings, but far more significant than the aforementioned Wikipedia factoids was the following sexually magnetic exordium. I'll reiterate for the benefit of those with cognitive dissonance, Skyrim is not, I repeat, fucking not a bad game. Yet. Elder Scrolls is a difficult formula to fuck up within the confines of just one game, but you give it 1 or 2 games down the road, if the series holds to its present streamlined course, it'll suck ass through a fucking garden hose, and you can fucking quote me on that.
I am Nostradamus, the hand of fate. I am Nostradamus, the voice of God.
And to the bevy of bipedal beluga actually putting finger to keyboard in protest of my boundless ego, pause, have a dump, snuggle the Tifa porn pillow for a beat. It was a joke. Of course I don't have precognitive abilities. I played Mass Effect 3, didn't I? When it comes to recognizing the late 2011 Skyrim 11 was destined to end in heartbreak and the denigration of this series, the only supernatural savvy required was a functioning prefrontal cortex. That or, you know, not being Angry Joe.
You know how hard it is to be so excited for a game, to have it hyped up to no end, and for it to actually live up to all of the hype and then some, even surpass it? Well, that is what just happened here with Skyrim.
Even a fleeting glance at the menus readily confirms that Elder Scrolls Online was never intended to realize the lofty expectations associated with producing the very first massively multiplayer Elder Scrolls title. Everything from the UI, to the soundtrack, to the Call of Duty dash sprint, to the fucking font, positively shrieks that this is a game made for one audience, and one audience alone. The callow conglomeration of casuals that purchased Skyrim during the orgiastic fuck feast of the Fourth Estate in late 2011. And ZeniMax, if it truly was your unabashed aim to court the clueless cuntflaps wooed by the siren song of Skyrim, may I humbly suggest the fact that you were forced to go free to play before your first post-launch piss break is a likely indicator that you failed fucking resoundingly? To make the Springfield Gorgian leap from single-player powerhouse to MMO maven,
We're gonna make it! Trust me, we're not.
particularly with an IP as venerated as Elder Scrolls, one must apply a light touch and agonizing adherence to established lore while deftly avoiding the pratfalls pervasive to the genre at large. Instead, we get 3 armies that never existed, fighting a war that never happened against an army of plot device portals that actively contradict the very nature of magic in Elder Scrolls to this fucking point. Instead of an MMO that allows you to stew in the savory broth of world building and role-playing, we get a brazen barrage of B-team bullshit so phone the fuck in not even Todd Howard and its 250 dungeons of handcrafted horse shit would stake his reputation on its success or failure. Meditate on that for a microsecond. Todd Howard, the crown prince of prevarication, the secretariat of subterfuge.
Obviously the PC version looks better. You know, it has higher textures, it can run much higher resolution, a lot of other graphical features.
The truth is always a threat to evil men.
Deception is the wind beneath his wing, and yet a man with the credibility of a castrati love guru cannot bring himself to be directly associated with Elder Scrolls Online. And Skyrim Defense Force, make no mistake, the dog shit design ethos of your beloved set-piece simulator is precisely responsible for the latter-day failings of Elder Scrolls Online.
Let's not just look at the last one and say, what does it need? And I usually approach it from, well, I want to know what skills are superfluous. I think 10 races is enough.
Elder Scrolls at its apex is a series defined not by turbo-fueled ninja moves or dragon-slaying set-pieces slathered in enough lens flare to make Stevie Wonder shield his eyes. It's predicated rather on role-playing. This is a series that accommodated untold titloads of teenagers whiling away their youth diving for pearls in Morrowind or bashing down doors to plunder all away rest in the almighty Daggerfall. The essence of any Elder Scrolls role-playing game is simple. Let you do what you want and make sure you have fun doing it, reads Bethesda's written introduction to Morrowind. We don't believe a good role-playing game should restrict you from making choices, even if they're bad ones. Seriously, Rageaholics, read this fucking document. It's like a how-to manual from a mirror universe. This is an Elder Scrolls MMO. On pen and paper, this should be the most wide-the-fuck-open, player-driven of role-playing pursuits. And then a fully nude Khajiit with a fucking Sephiroth sword slung up to the small of his back darts the fucking frame with the word Rough Rider Goku 42069 hovering over his dome while blaring dated 90s pop rap, and Elder Scrolls Online is laid bare for what it truly is. A cynical, transparently exploitative, indescribably slipshod attempt to subvert the core tenets of Elder Scrolls in order to cash the fuck in on the imperious profits accrued by Skyrim. But what constitutes the Elder Scrolls experience, I hear you ask? As can be ascertained from my full retrospective on the series, the possibilities are legion. The act of painstakingly formulating a character custom crafted for your respective playstyle, steeping yourself in a living, breathing fantasy Valhalla brimming with bitchwork, and slowly, undeviatingly ascending from the mire of anonymity to the hallowed halls of peerless legend. And in Elder Scrolls Online, you can do almost all of those things, along with 500,000 other peerless legends decked out from top to titties and subtle variations of the exact same asymmetrical spiky shit you are.
I want to be part of the different crowd and assert my individuality along with others who are different like me.
You mean to tell me that not one organic being of the hundreds employed by ZeniMax had the foresight to suggest that it might be a boon to the game's fucking cheesecloth thin immersion to display your character name rather than the dischromatic briar of numbers and X's, more often than not referring to the girth of the player's genitals that comprises a modern MMO username? A sense of immersion I'd hasten to add is already laboring like fucking Atlas beneath the weight of a misguided art style that looks like a Caligula gangfuck between Game of Thrones, Conan, and Viva Pinata, replete with running animations I haven't seen this side of Wile E. Coyote on Bean Burrito Night. Even actively compensating for the game's self-evident role-playing deficiencies is an exercise in futility. Want to curl up and read one of the many tonally inconsistent tomes endemic to every proper Elder Scrolls title? Tough shit. Not only can you not read books splayed the fuck open on tabletops the world over, here's a bookshelf inexplicably containing just one fucking book, the duration and prosaic quality of which I'd hasten to add makes a Las Vegas porn pamphlet look like War and Peace. Why not mail these fuckers in from a neighboring county and save money on all those long-distance charges? You mean to tell me Asheron's Call got this right? In 2000, with 1/9 trillionth the game budget, but with fiscal coffers roughly the size of one of Jim Sterling's eye bags, common sense continues to elude you fuckers? And that's before diving headlong into the briny, fathomless depths of the empirical gameplay flaws. I've roamed the most isolated tracts of the globe. I've sent away to Oxford and Cambridge, entreating the towering intellects of our day for academic elucidation. I have yet to be provided with one butt-fucking reason why doubling the fuck over into a sneak crouch and dragging your nads across the Vardenfell wilderness while moving at roughly the speed of the plot consumes more stamina than a full-bore Bruce Jenner mad dash to the dick surgeon. ZeniMax, by the powers vested in me by the Society of Snark, I hereby dub thy feckless progeny Skyrim Online. A passable MMORPG, maybe. Personally, I'd recommend Lord of the Rings Online or Guild Wars 2 before I gave this shameless shitfest a passing fucking glance, but your tolerance for unfettered franchise rape may vary. Fuck the very fabric of this game. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.
Elaine, I hope you're watching the
Dragon.
because I can't take my eyes off the bash.
No, I can't do this anymore. I can't. It's too long. Quit telling your stupid story about the stupid.
Dovahkiin.
And just die already. Die!
Elaine, you don't like them?
Game?
I hate